Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team with Brabham here on the PS5. It's the end of Season 3. We are heading to Yas Island, to the marina, for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the Season 3 finale. We have 2 days to go until the Grand Prix itself. I don't think we've got anything that we need to get done until then. Let's have a quick look. Helipad refurb has gone through. How far away is the tour centre? 2 days. That'll refurb just in time for the Grand Prix. Although it won't come into effect until the Monday after the Grand Prix. We've got all of our research complete now. The projects that are going through are the last projects for the season. There you can see we've got an underfloor, front wing, rear wing, and suspension all coming. We're just not going to have enough time, I don't think, to get another rear wing done, even with an extra engineer added in there. So, yeah, that's probably it. If we can squeeze in a rear wing project, we will do, but I just don't think we'll have enough engineers available. Because we're still at a low-level design center, I don't think I can hire any more engineers. Let me have a look. No, still maxed at just 6 engineers, so I can't hire any more than we've got. And our design center upgrade isn't going to conclude till next season. So, yeah, we'll have to see. We lead both championships. We've won the constructors standings. We won the Constructors' Championship in Brazil, and then we won the Drivers' Standings with Oscar in Las Vegas. But tonight it's the fight for third. Let's see if George can finish ahead of Lando. Lando's been very quick recently. George has kind of struggled a little bit, and that gap is just 1 point. So it's all to play for. If we can outscore Lando by even just 1 point, that'll be enough. Hell, we can finish behind Lando as long as the gap isn't more than 1 point, and that's assuming that Lando doesn't get the fastest lap. So, no pressure. How you doing, Horrific? How you doing, Farah? Hello to everyone else lurking in the chat. Let's advance time these last 2 days. There is the refurb for the tour centre. And it is strategy time. It's going to be warm in Abu Dhabi. How warm? 25 degrees. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's a night race, but it is in the desert. So that kind of tracks. Let's set our targets for today. 6th place for Oscar. And 13th for George. No team activities to get in the way. Let's head to Abu Dhabi.
The season draws to a close here with the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit was completed in 2009, and we've seen a fair share of celebration and commiseration over the years since then. The scenery may be spectacular, but this weekend, all eyes will be on the track. Esteban Ocon was the deserving winner of the last race. He'll certainly be hoping to ride that wave of momentum going into this weekend. So stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. The weekend starts here.
All right, we are going to put the rookies in the car for their final outing of the year. There we go. So we want to make sure they're on soft tyres so we can save the hards for George and Oscar when they get in the car in the next session. Abu Dhabi is about 18 laps, I think, on this newer version. So we'll go with 18. In fact, actually, just in case, I don't think we will, but just in case we can get the track nailed on the first attempt, or at least get close on the first attempt, We'll go with 30 laps so we can just get them hopefully done in one session. Setups are all over the place when it comes to this track, so I'm just going to throw something together and see if it works. I honestly have no idea what is the default on this, because I mean the roll bar from memory can go anywhere from like a 6.4 all the way over to a 1.9. It's got a huge travel, so it's going to be luck more than anything if we actually get close to 100% with either of these two cars here. But we'll see what we can do. Let's go with let's go with a 2.8 on this one. We'll leave the wing at 5. I'm going to stick with 12.5. It could go either way. It could be a 13 or a 12. But I think more often than not, it's a 12.5. And again, I'm going to whack these both up as well. Car parts. Let's have a look. I'm just going to switch out the engine just to try and save that little bit of extra horsepower. We're not going to bother switching out the other parts, given it is the last Grand Prix of the year. And let's send them to the track.
Sessions should be starting now.
Radio check. Copy, radio check. Radio is loud and clear.
Cool, that's loud and clear.
And I don't know whether or not I want to update delivery for next season. I might stick with this one because I do quite like this one. Obviously, we'll have to update the on-car sponsors because we'll be getting new sponsors next season. But I might stick with Martini branding and this sort of colour scheme. I may tweak delivery ever so slightly, but I think I may well stick with the Martini partnership for next year. Evening, Mr. W. F1 is Life is here as well. Welcome. And let's speed time up now. You expected I'd start a new career. Well, no, we've got one more season of this to go. One more season of, at least one more season of Brabham. Depends how well we do next year as to whether we go for a season after that. But I will be starting a new career file on Twitch next year. The poll, by the way, is now live on the channel to decide who we're going to replace George with next season. whether it's Max or Antonelli. So do jump over to the community tab and cast your vote. There will be that caveat of whether or not we've got a massive break clause in Antonelli's contract, because I can't remember exactly what terms we offered him.
Balance check. All good. Copy that.
Problems for Verstappen?
Smoke. Blue smoke.
Don't see any smoke coming out the back of his car. Maybe he should stop vaping in his helmet. Yeah, no smoke. We've got feedback from Jack, and it's 75%. That's not ideal, so we'll call him in. Okay, so this could go either way. Could be a 12, could be a 13. Let's go with a 12. Now I'm not sure where to go from here. Let's push that out to a 1.9 to give me a bit more flexibility over here. Push the front wing up a little bit. Going to need to move this as well, by the look of it. Can't really move that too much more, or else I'm going to put the traction too far away. Unless I go back to the 2.8. I might have to go back to the 2.8. I'm going to have to go back to the 2.8. Okay, so... let's try that. See if that works. There you go, Farah. A new one for you, WSF. You mean Wally Shaw 4. Only 69 for Christian's car.
Understood.
So quite a way up on that one as well. Again, we could go either way here. That definitely has to go the other way. I'm going to go with the 6.4. We're going to go all the way across that way. I'm going to push the front wing up to a rear wing up to a 13. I'm going to have to bring this down. Which way do I want to go with the front wing? Let's bring the front wing down a bit more as well. We'll try that. I'm not convinced, but we'll try it.
We're happy to slide this tyre a little bit more, try and get it in the window.
And in terms of the rest of the grid, looking at some rookies, we've got Gabriele Mini in for Alpine. Oh, excuse me. Ollie Behrman in for Ferrari. Zach O'Sullivan's in for Aston Martin. Who else? Monica Almeida's in for Ferrari. Sebastian Montoya in for Sauber. Bar. I don't know who Bar is. Luke Browning's in for Red Bull. Who is Bar? Have a look. Oh, Taylor Barnard. There we go. Taylor Barnard in the second Alpine there. What are my thoughts on Tsunoda being overlooked for Lawson? I think it's the death knell for Tsunoda's Red Bull career. They basically consider him they're treating him like he's a glorified benchmark to test everyone else against.
Warm the tyres where you can.
So he's going to have to leave. If he wants to do anything significant, he's going to have to leave when his contract expires next season. There's an opportunity to go to Aston if Stroll makes a sideways move and goes into WEC to drive the Valkyrie. You reckon he goes to a team with a Honda deal? Well, that's only Aston.
We've got a yellow flag here.
So he would need Stroll or Alonso to get out the way. I don't know if Alonso's likely to step aside until the end of his deal, which goes to the end of 2026. I think that's a much better setup. Look, 95%. Fernando's showing his ace. No, he's not. It's the car just being shit.
Copy.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's not good. They'll need to retire the car.
I didn't have time to catch it and bring it in because I was going too fast. I was going at 16 times. Don't think we got much feedback on that second run, so it'll be less than ideal for Oscar. But that spare older engine that we put in has blown, so bugger. Now we're going to have to use this 55% engine for the rest of the weekend. That's a lot of practice running and qualifying and the race. He is not going to be anywhere near as competitive as I would have liked. Ali Behrman tops the timings at the end of the first session. Let's get prepped for the second one. Did we get any feedback? 2 bits of feedback, and actually that's encouraging. So I need to move the traction slightly. Let's go that way. Hopefully that won't break the front wing. Hard tires. Change the engine. Go. Last powertrain. We have managed to get through this season without having to take a fourth engine, a penalty, which is quite nice. Not so for George, unfortunately. 95%, it's pretty close. Let's try pushing. Oh no, no, I can't. Got to go the other way. Let's try that. We'll go with 30 laps for George. I'll actually take that down to 30 as well.
Okay, that's green light.
And we want to generate some temperature for this outlap.
Copy.
No curbs.
Yeah.
Evening, Dino. Evening, Victor. How's the SSD on the PC? It's not going to be anywhere near enough for what I'm going to need.
Just give us a pass.
But it does enough for now.
Negative. Happy.
Yeah, AFM.
Speed-wise, though, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah, copy that.
Or at least it seems fine. I haven't really put it through its paces too much. All right, we've got some feedback. We're at 86% now for Oscar and 92%, so we've gone backwards with George. Yeah, speed-wise, I mean, just in terms of how quickly games are installing and download and running, seems fine. But I haven't had to do much in the way of data transfer yet. So we'll see. But, I mean, the speeds are good. You know, on the specs of it were good in terms of its read-write. I am going to be doing a little bit of test stuff this evening on both Twitch and YouTube. I'm going to try and get OBS working.
Virtual safety car.
Now we should
Stroll
be able
doing
to take
Stroll
a look
things
here.
once again,
Now, this one involves Stroll.
crashing out under the hotel bridge.
There! That's the moment of impact. And the car leaving a bit of paint on that barrier. They do
Bit of paint,
need to
bit of
be
wing.
careful in these practice sessions.
Bit of Red Bull's RB's hopes and dreams. Yeah, we're gonna do just some basic test streaming, nothing exciting, but doing some setup stuff to see if I can get the audio working properly and stream at a higher resolution than just 720p as well, because I should be able to stream in 4K. So I know I've got to do some tweaking and configuring to at least be able to get 1080p. I might just go 1080p just for the streams,
VSC ending.
just to make it easier on other people. I don't know. I might try and stream in 4K, because you can always manually choose your, or at least on YouTube you can manually choose your resolution. I'm assuming you can do that on Twitch as well when you're viewing. I haven't really spent that much time watching stuff on Twitch, so not 100% certain on that. And most of the stuff I have watched have been like developer live streams, so they've always tried to put that out in 4K. Alright, let's make some tweaks. Oh wow, yeah, we are way off on the braking stability. Bring that right down. Let's bring that down. Push that maybe back up a bit more. Let's give that a try in the next session. And let's take a look at George. Too low on the front wing. That looks pretty good. There are 89 and 92% with the current setup, so we can find setup improvements and just get a little bit more track time. That will give them both a 100% preparation level, which will be all we need. Alright, session is done. We've got a penalty for Hamilton. Is that a new engine part? Must be. Yeah, he's running a new ERS. Only one with a penalty so far this weekend. Yeah, I want to try streaming in 4K just to see how well it runs, because there will be some games that I will want to stream in 4K if possible. But games like this, 1080p 60 will be fine. I mean, that's what we're streaming with on the PlayStation is 1080-60. So
Okay, Oscar. So the track will go green now.
Wake up those rear brakes.
Come on.
all right, let's see how we do in this session.
How's the balance?
Oh, well, that's pretty damn close. 99%. Lovely stuff.
That, Oscar.
And 100% for
So what
George.
you'd
There
like
we
on
go.
the balance? Yeah, A
Just go like to 51, 52% on the driver prep, and then we'll call them in. There we go. And that should put them at 100. There we go. Lovely. Perfect. So we don't need to do any more running. Now it's just a case of waiting to the end of the session and then seeing how well we can qualify. And that is it for practice 2026. Anyone else picked up a penalty? Yeah, Stoppel. So, what's Stoppel changed? New ERS units. And potentially new gearbox. I'm not sure if he had that gearbox in earlier in the weekend. But the ERS is almost certainly a brand new penalty part. The gearbox might be part of his original allocation. So, 2 drivers with grid penalties for the final Grand Prix of the season. Let's see if anyone picks up a penalty through doing something silly in qualifying.
Our weekend continues with qualifying as the drivers fight it out for a strong grid position.
Qualifying consists of 3 periods, with the slowest drivers eliminated after each one. With the pressure mounting, who can secure a strong starting position for the race?
Karun, if we could perhaps talk about Lewis for a moment. How do you think he's feeling?
They were looking pretty sharp in practice and setting good lap times, so they're probably feeling fairly confident now. But a good practice time doesn't always guarantee a strong qualifying outcome.
Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
Not going to bother making that change. Well, actually, yeah, let's see. It's obvious, so we will make it. There we go. Let's send them onto the track. I think I need to change the engine. There we go.
Sessions should be starting now.
Will this run be good enough to get us through? Van Dorn leaving the pits might become a bit of a problem, depending on where we catch him. Hopefully we'll get him on one of the long straights and he just moves out of the way nice and easily.
So Oscar, happy to open a lap.
Tyres are just coming to the window. Track is all clear. Good to go.
Yeah, there we go. Through without any drama. We should theoretically have a decent pace benchmark pretty soon as well. Hamilton behind us, also on a flying lap, and with that new engine part. Actually, which part was it? Was it a powertrain? I can't remember. Oh no, it was ERS. So we should beat Hamilton then. Disappointed if we don't. I have got, I think, a Red Bull on a flying lap right now as well. I'm not sure which one. It's Alonso. 122.2 for Oscar, a 122.4 for George.
Get that delta negative.
Hamilton splits us. We are just quicker than him.
Copy.
Pourchaire goes up into 4th, ahead of Stroll. Alonso goes top by nearly 0.2 of a second. Max with a moment. Russell out behind Leclerc.
Through the temps. All clear ahead.
Not intentional, just the way it happened to shake out. Wasn't that close when he actually left the pit lane, but a quick car coming through bunched us up together.
Let's go.
And George dives through. Gets compromised on exit a little bit. He'll have another bite at the end of the lap here. Maybe. And this isn't doing either of them any favours now. Oh, come on. I bought the lap. Oscar finds some time in the middle. Here comes that traffic again.
Don't stop anyone, switch off.
No improvement for Oscar.
It's P4 Oscar.
Ocon's gone top now.
And Oscar, that's
Norris in
that.
P3. We should be safe, but I would like to see if we can squeeze a bit more out of George. Send him out for another run. Tyre's not in amazing shape now, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't improve. We were never going to improve in the first sector without the slipstream of Leclerc. So I'm not at all concerned by that. It's the middle and final sectors that are going to be interesting. Valtteri's up in P6 now. Once again, showing some pace in that Sauber. Enzo not having a clean lap by the look of it. Same for Leclerc. He's away off the pace. Second behind Piastri right now. No middle session or middle sector improvement for George. Can he find anything in the final sector to improve his time? And the answer is no. So that's it for us in this session. Let's see what happens with everybody else. Keep an eye on Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
I'm curious about Fittipaldi as well. See if he can find some pace on this final attempt. He's potentially going to get a tow from the back of Lawson. But by the same token, he may also get held up by Lawson. So Porsche and Ricciardo both in dangerous positions right now, but also on flying laps. There's Ricciardo. Porsche crosses the line, goes P8, so he's safe. Here comes Stoffel and Hulkenberg just in front of him. Can either of them squeeze through? That would put the real pressure onto Charles Leclerc. Van Dorn goes through. Hulkenberg is out. Ricciardo gets safe. Now Sargent's at risk. Here comes Charles Leclerc. And Leclerc goes up to P7, so he's safe. That demotes Logan Sargent, and Max bumps him a little bit further, unable to get through though. Lawson and Fittipaldi, the last two that we need to really worry about. Can Alonso go even quicker? Just a fraction. He found, I think, 22 thousandths of a second there. No improvement for Lawson, and Fittipaldi only improves up to P19. He found 6 tenths. Not enough to get out of Q1. So we're going to say goodbye to Max, Sargent, Fittipaldi, Joe, Hulkenberg and Gasly at the end of the final qualifying Q1. Into Q2, we'll start and do a scrub lap. Sainz going out early, we'll go out behind him. Not expecting stellar times here. Don't think they'll be good enough to secure guaranteed spots in the next session, but we'll see what we can do. 122.5 for Sainz. Piastri's slower, despite getting the slipstream. And George another 3.5 tenths further back, so definitely going to need to run again. Alonso goes top by half a second. Ocon on his flying lap. Valtteri goes P2. Ocon goes top. Perez in P5. Leclerc now up to P3. And I'm going to send my boys out now, because I figure this will guarantee our best chance of getting a clean bit of track to run on. Where is Housen? Has not yet left the pits. Either leaving it late, or are we looking at a pit lane start for Lewis? Porsche's on his flying lap. I think Lewis might be starting from the pits, because he hasn't come out.
Yeah, let's go for it.
There's only 5 minutes to go. A little bit of traffic through the first sector there. Slightly compromised our line, but we didn't at least have a big lift and brake. Can George catch these two before the chicane? Track is busier than I thought it would be. Still no sign of Hamilton. He must be doing a pit lane start. And we are potentially going to get compromised here.
Oh my word. What is going on with some drivers today?
There you go.
Thread our way through. Alonso into the hotel section. No, not Alonso, Piastri into the hotel section now. Did not improve in the middle sector. Might have been held up by one of the Red Bulls there. George has improved in both sectors. And it's up to P5 for Oscar. Found
Very good stuff,
3.5 tenths or so. What about George? Round the final corner. Oh, he finds nearly 6 tenths of a second. So that hopefully is good enough.
Coming.
Still no sign of Hamilton. The podium right above the Ferrari garage there. That's wishful thinking for Ferrari, I think, maybe. It's going to be us, the Red Bulls, and Norris that are going to be scrapping to try and get a podium. And we are behind the Red Bulls and Norris this weekend. So maybe Leclerc can get up there, but I mean, you know, we didn't have much form or luck yesterday, so who knows? Out goes Lando Norris. Or was that Daniel Ricciardo? I think it was Ricciardo, actually. Nope, it was Norris. We are done for this session. Hamilton is not competing, so he must be starting from the pit lane. Lock up for Stoffel.
So we're heading now into turn 5.
That's on his flying lap as well.
And the car fails to respond.
So he's out.
What caused that, I wonder?
And there we go. Q2 is done. And it's Sainz, Lawson, Pourchaire, Stroll and Van Dorn eliminated, along with Hamilton, who did not set a time. We've got a penalty for Verstappen now as well. And that must be a grid penalty rather than a part penalty, because there's no new parts in that car. I don't remember seeing him hit someone. I remember him making a mistake, but we'll go with the scrubs again. Once again, we'll go out early. This time we're going to lead the pack. And we are a long way behind Fernando.
And we will box end of this lap.
Roger.
Give them both a bit of distance, a bit of clean air. So Oscar's going to have a clear track.
So all clear ahead. Good to go.
And so is George. Excellent stuff. Just saw George flashing into the background there. Both drivers should improve all across the lap, but they're not new tyres. They are tyres that have done one qualifying run already. I'm not expecting us to be challenging for the top 3 here. Or at least not once everyone has completed their second runs. The line, and Oscar improves by a second almost.
That is currently
That's
P3.
nice. What can George find?
It's a great lap, buddy.
That was a great
You
lap.
keep your pace up on the in lap.
Yep.
George goes P4. 1.2
So
tenths
currently
slower. Or 1.1 tenths slower. Now we just need to wait and see what everyone else does. Valtteri's on an out lap, just coming out the pits now. Here comes everybody else. Norris on a flyer. Currently down in 10th. Not a great first lap for him. He now goes to P3. So we're down to 4th and 5th, which will be my race target in terms of how high I think we can realistically finish without some kind of intervention. Let's keep an eye on Bottas. I would not be at all surprised if he out-qualifies at least one of my cars here. Into the final sequence of corners. And up to the line now for Valtteri. Where does he finish? He gets just in front of George, so he splits our two cars. Knocks George down one place, but he's still currently on the 3rd row. That might be about to change, though. Here comes Ricciardo. No, that's Norris on an in-lap, so it's going to be Leclerc next across the line. Alonso has got pole position at the moment, but Ocon's coming through. Leclerc goes P4. So Oscar now bumped onto row 3. George bumped onto row 4. Ocon stays second, but closes the gap to Alonso. Tsunoda pops up to 6th. And Perez improves to P9. So it's P8 for George, P5 for Oscar. Not ideal, especially with Lando starting on row 2. George 5 places further back. It's going to be a challenge tonight to outscore Norris.
Only 58 laps stand between the drivers and the checkered flag as they prepare to duel it out under the lights here in Abu Dhabi.
Yas Marina has played host to a fair few title-deciding races, such as 2016 when Lewis Hamilton secured the top podium spot, only for Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg to claim 2nd and secure his maiden World Championship.
There's a reason why the Yas Marina circuit is used as a test track. The long straights put engine power through its paces, while the twists and bends make medium-speed downforce just as important at this challenging circuit. Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
let's have a look at strategy options. So that's what Oscar has selected for himself. It is slightly quicker than everything else. Can we make some tweaks to improve it? Looks like we can. Kind of like to finish on softs, at least with George at any rate, just to try and make sure we get the fastest lap. But it might behoove us to make sure that Oscar finishes on softs as well, because if George doesn't have the pace to take it away from Norris, maybe Oscar can take it away and then deny Norris the point. I think I might go that for now. Don't know what to do with George. George, I think, has slightly better tyre wear, so we've got some more options with George. That's the strategy he's chosen. Going on to what we've got Oscar on is 2 seconds slower. We put him onto a set of softs at the end. Yeah, I might go with that for George. Damn it. Pressed the wrong button. Yeah, let's go with that for George. And let's see how we can do. We're going to take 3 laps of fuel out. And let's send them to the grid one last time as we conclude Season 3 with the Abu Dhabi
Well, it's
Grand Prix.
great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action. The composure of Fernando Alonso, really clear to see.
They start in P1, but will they be able to stay there? The first corner could be so crucial.
Here we go. It's time to go racing. Anything could happen. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
We are off and running. Perez gets past George. Leclerc gets past Oscar. After we briefly got in front of him. Something happened to Valtteri. Must have maybe gone a little wide on one of the corners. He's catching back up pretty quickly though. In fact, he's immediately on the attack. Is he on hard tyres as well? He is. gets the move done. And now Ricciardo is going to line up a move on George. This is not the start I was hoping for. Trying to save the battery for the first couple of laps, because it will be more effective for us there, I think, than if we deploy it now. That said, we're about to get dropped by Leclerc, so we might have to deploy now. Three of the front four also on softs.
DRS has been enabled. So currently P10.
We have been dropped for now. We'll let Yuki make his move.
0.7.
Ocon has bolted. Alonso's running those mediums with Ocon on the softs, and he's opened up a 2.5 second gap. That will come down again. Looks like Alonso's doing what we're doing and just playing it safe at the start here. Russell missed the DRS, damn it, so Lawson goes through. We will get that back on Lawson. Oh, wow. I thought there was going to be a collision there for a minute, and now he's going to give up the DRS to Lawson again. And this time Lawson will go through on the inside. No way to fight that off. Yuki has helped close the gap back up to the front three a little bit. Norris moves into second. The gap's up to 3.5 seconds now, so pace really being pushed at the front. And now we're going to turn the batteries on.
Use overtake.
Copy.
And we have a yellow flag. That's Ricciardo behind us with a lock-up at the final corner. That will drop him to the back of the grid. Hamilton did start from the pits. You can see him down in 21st now.
Let's see what happened there.
As he goes past the stricken Daniel Ricciardo.
And there's the lock-up. They were just unable to do much about it.
And on a circuit like this, where soft tyres are so fragile, the last thing you want is a big lock-up like that. That's put Ricciardo's tyres down to just 74% already. Let's go with an in-car screenshot, I think. Maybe. No, I'm going to have the show UI button still showing at the bottom. Maybe this instead. We can work with that, I think. So Russell gets through back into 9th place. A fault already for Verstappen.
Engine has a bit of rear engine braking, low speed.
Lawson goes back through again, but we have the inside line and we're using our battery.
Sweet.
Good job.
Can we hold off Lawson?
You
Yes,
are
we can.
P5
Just
currently. P5.
Leclerc. Sorry.
Far ahead is Leclerc.
Piastri gets past Tsunoda, now up into 5th place behind Leclerc. Alonso back in front of Norris. The gap still 3.5 seconds at the front. And Leclerc now looking a little vulnerable to being dropped. Feels the need to go slightly defensive there. Going to lose the DRS, I think. Which means he's going to lose the position as well. There we go, and Oscar moves up into 4th place.
Lovely stuff. Well done.
Far ahead is Alonso. Recharge on is good.
George falling further and further behind. Fault for Hulkenberg as well now.
The upshifts are degrading. Upshift.
Hamilton now up to P18 as a result. George running out of battery.
Happy to start reducing that management.
Fastest lap of the Grand Prix for Valtteri Bottas, 127.3. Early days yet, that is still very much beatable. I can't drop Lawson. I can't catch Perez either, for that matter. Although Perez has just potentially slipped out of the DRS zone here. Rear wing has not opened, but he is close enough to get a slipstream. And Valtteri makes the move on Leclerc. So Bottas now up to P5 behind us. Gets the move done, and he's close to Oscar. Oscar in danger of getting dropped. George still out of range, and we're out of battery as well now. Make things even worse.
Overtake available.
And the front two, the two in front of us have finally taken a little bit of time out of Ocon, but not much. We are sticking with them. We'll let them fight. Ocon's pushed his tyres very hard to try and open up a bit of a buffer at the start. Norris treating his tyres a bit more carefully, same as us. He pushed them in the first couple of laps.
Okay.
Which is why there's a little bit of difference in tyre wear there. And we got dropped.
Use the tyre.
And here comes Valtteri.
Use overtake. Deep breath. You're going to be okay.
And he gets a very defensive line on that straight, blocks us off.
Recharge on.
Russell still scrapping away with Lawson, and we are falling further and further behind. But we are on a different tyre set to the cars in front. They're almost all on the softs. Alonso on the mediums, Bottas on the hards. So that might explain why we haven't closed the gap. And we actually fallen further away. Still not out of it. Let's see what we do across the line. 130.4, a couple of tenths out of Perez that lap. And we have now suddenly dropped Lawson, whose tyres hit 60% and dropped off a bit. That's why. Just missed out on the DRS, so Leclerc will go through. As long as Tsunoda doesn't nail us as well.
Tyre feels okay.
And not close enough to have a look around the outside there. Leclerc able to shut the door. We'll get him back on the next lap, I hope.
There's still opportunities here.
Sainz has come through, got past Lawson and now past us as well. So we can use this opportunity maybe to close the gap a little bit. Let's give George a little bit more tyre.
Let's give it everything now.
Just make sure he stays with Sainz. We go back up the inside of Leclerc through turn one. Not often that he make overtakes through turn one. So
We are P5.
obviously caught Leclerc napping there.
Next car is Bottas.
But it does mean he's going to get the DRS on us on the main straight again.
George, recommend we start bringing the battery back up.
And Sainz has closed that gap to the cars in front. That has benefited us there.
He has DRS.
Yeah, got it.
Ocon's tyres down to just 49%. Lawson's at 46. Those two are both going to be stopping early.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Body recharge on.
Ah, damn it.
And reminder for recharge.
Copy.
Yeah, the front three now. 5 seconds clear.
No hop done.
Back together again. 5 seconds ahead of Valtteri. We're another 2 seconds further back. We've got Russell up past Sainz.
Nice
Let's
job.
keep pushing to get onto Perez now.
So Perez is the next guy. Gap ahead 1.9.
There is George.
Make sure we get the pack back.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Copy.
And we've got him onto the back of Perez.
Has DRS.
Going to go up the inside on Leclerc maybe. No, he blocks that. Can we go around the outside? No, we lost a little bit too much momentum trying to find our way through after having to change direction. Look at this. The Sainz dive bombed back through. Pourchaire's right there. Perez drops a place to Sainz.
We have overtake available.
And we have our first pit stops, and it's Lawson and
Recharge on
Hamilton.
is good.
Copy.
Bad stop for Lewis. Good stop for Lawson. He will get out in front of Lewis. Still waiting for Ocon to come in.
Lovely stuff.
Good job, Oscar.
That's P5.
And we get George up into P9 again. Into peak confidence. We'll go straight on the attack here. Can we get past? Oh, we might have got the pair of them.
Yeah, he did get there.
Had Sainz not just suddenly pulled out in front of us there to get his own move done.
Use overtake.
Overtake will be available.
Still no pit stop for Ocon. He's dropped away. His tyres struggling now. Sonoda comes in. I wonder what livery we'll see on that RB or Racing Bull next season. Just about got onto Valtteri here.
Recharge on.
Sweet.
Good job.
Got any P4.
Car ahead is Ocon.
Surely this lap
2.5.
we're going to see Ocon drive into the pits. There we go.
Ocon has pitted.
Decent stop. Goes onto a set of medium tyres. See where he emerges from when he comes out the tunnel.
There are opportunities ahead.
Down in 16th place, just behind the two Astons of Van Dorn and Hulkenberg.
Good job, good job.
The next car is Alonso. He's 10 seconds ahead.
Oh, look at Leclerc trying to get the pair of us hit.
And a reminder for the recharge button. Use overtake.
Still no way through for George.
Copy.
Struggling a bit on these mediums. We'll have softs for the rest of the race.
We are ready for you.
And we are 11 seconds away from Alonso and Norris. Big old gap already after just 13 laps of running.
overtake is available.
So through goes George, up into P7 now. Have we got enough battery
Nice one.
to keep that move
Nice
going?
Job. Nice job.
Try and
So
close back in on
ahead is now
sights.
Sights.
Yes, we have.
Sights
Excellent.
3.2. And recharge on. Copy.
And Teo is into the pits. So he might undercut George here. That's a pretty decent stop.
Pack is high.
Copy.
So who still needs to stop? A lot of people still need to stop. We're likely to see stops from Alonso and Leclerc very soon, and Sainz, Fittipaldi and Stroll, Hulkenberg and Van Dorn. Evening, Rinketic.
Good job, Valtteri. He's the next car.
Recharge off.
Have a full battery for Oscar now, as Perez and Fittipaldi come into the pits. George is now hunting down Valtteri.
Down in the pits. Oh, that's a slow one. Corinne Chandok, talk us through this one.
So the Aston Martin boxes.
That front
Oh,
right,
that's where things
very,
went
very
wrong.
stuck. There we go.
He has DRS.
Right, we've pulled away from Sainz, whose tyres are dying. Valtteri's tyres. Look how hard he's pushed those hard tyres. He's going to be boxing very soon. Leclerc probably diving into the pits this lap. And does so.
Leclerc's just pitted.
Not a great stop to Charles there.
Box.
Hulkenberg's car in real problems already. So where's Leclerc going to feed out? This will be kind of key indicator for when Oscar boxes. He comes out right behind Hulkenberg and Verstappen, both of whom are struggling. We're going to get held up here. Alonso should be in this lap. And is. Valtteri got in front of Oscar. That's not ideal. And he pits as well. Good stop for the Red Bull there. Soft tyres, I think that was for Alonso. Yes, it is. Battle of the pit crews. Not a great time, 2.3. Valtteri gets held as we go through. Right, we do want to keep an eye on this. Decent stop for Sargent. We are trying to overhaul Alpine in the DHL competition.
So, Oscar, you're P8.
Russell now up to P2. Joe yet to stop. Norris will probably stop at the end of this lap. Joe might go one more lap. Bottas gets back in front of Oscar. God damn it.
Now this was Valtteri Bottas. The opportunity's there.
And he did it while getting the DRS as well. Oh, he's on mediums. No wonder. To fire those tyres up faster. Here comes Leclerc. We did get out in front of him. Hamilton's right behind. We'll hold off Leclerc, and now can we get past Valtteri with some battery here? As Norris boxes. No, we can't get past. Medium tyres on for Lando. And he might even get out just in front of George here, which would be terrible. We still have not got past Valtteri.
Recharge on.
Yeah.
Norris has gone through. Not Norris, sorry, Alonso. Norris comes out P3, just ahead of Zhou. Now, Zhou will get DRS, so could put him under pressure here. New fastest lap for Lance Stroll at 127.1. Again, plenty of time for that to get beaten.
Okay, use to deploy.
Yeah.
Now, we hold off Valtteri. We'll get the slipstream and the DRS here on Lawson. And that should be P7. And is P7. Lovely stuff. We'll keep Oscar going. We'll turn his tyres down in a moment, but I want to keep pushing for another lap. Alonso now just a second behind George. Let's start to refill George's battery because he's about to get overtaken. So
Copy.
We're ready.
no point trying to fight that off. Hope I can stay with Alonso here, who's pushing, and will have DRS to pull away from us. We'll have the slipstream. Will it be enough?
Keep your head down. So nice behind.
Doesn't look like it.
Gap 3.0. Push and hold it, overtake.
Copy.
No, it won't be enough.
Flat out.
At least Norris hasn't caught us yet.
Copy. Yeah, copy.
Lawson now down in 10th place. And Hamilton's going to go the inside. So it's 11th place. So Lawson tumbling down the order right now. Needs to stop, that's why. Joe needs to stop. He'll probably do that at the end of this lap. We'll watch that stop because, again, it's an Alpine.
Joe is pitted. Pack is low.
I think we're, what, 3 points behind Alpine in the DHL standings. It's a decent stop. Wasn't earth-shatteringly quick.
Got Ocon behind. Gap 4.5.
Oscar now almost onto Tsunoda.
Your P6. P6.
Okay, ahead of you is Tsunoda.
And there is Tsunoda into DRS range now. 2 laps for George.
So Oscar, we can look after this tyre.
Copy. Let's go flat out.
Recharge on.
Right, let's have a look at the standings. DHL. So these are the times so far this race by the look of it. Alpine have got Joe in the points. Where are our stops? Well, there's one. Oscar with a 2.375. We've got George's stop coming up in a moment.
And as far as we can tell,
Max's engine getting very sick. We never did look to see what the fault was with Hulkenberg. Let's have a look. It's gearbox.
Copy. Nice.
Nice work, Oscar.
Oscar gets through on Tsunoda. Tsunoda's going to try and come back at us.
Ahead is Ocon.
We'll stay behind for another lap. Get a bit more battery harvesting done.
Okay, let's see what you got then. Copy.
And now the in lap for George.
Tsunoda also pitted.
Oh, Yuki's in. Damn it.
Okay.
Try and get back past him on the next lap. So we want to box George for a set of softs.
So we'll box.
Copy, box.
That's a pretty good stop.
We can have recharge on now.
Charles caught back up to us.
Copy.
That'll get George full battery when he hits the pits.
Still opportunities here. Gap is 1.7. Recharge on.
Copy.
Hamilton has slipped back a little bit, down into 9th. It's not bad for someone who started in the pit lane. And here comes George. So we need at least a 2.0. At least. Ideally a 1.9. Hell, a 1.8 would be phenomenal. A 1.8 would pretty much guarantee we beat them. Alpine. It's a 2.1. That is slightly quicker than Joe's time.
Should be clear on exit.
So we're up to 7th. That's 6 points. Alpine now down to just 1 point. That, I think, is enough for us to take 5th in the DHL standings. I think, like I said, we're 3 points behind. We can't see the standings for that, unfortunately.
So Stroll, gap 0.2. Joe car behind. Gap behind 1.4. Overtake available.
Nice bit of extra confidence there for George, just as we start to push him. Valtteri gets back in front of us while we're harvesting.
Car behind is Hamilton.
He has been a real nuisance these last few Grand Prix, Valtteri. And we need something to happen to Norris, because there's no way George is going to beat him today without some kind of divine intervention now. We need need a blessing from the F1 gods. New question, pit lane start is if you've got a replacement part but don't want to emergency manufacture, or haven't got a replacement part. Pit lane start is, as we have a yellow flag. Was that someone going wide? Was it a crash? It was a lockup for someone.
Understood.
It was Stroll. Stroll doing Stroll things.
This was on the straight.
I thought I saw an RB
Well, you can
going
see the
wide
lockup,
behind us as we
and they'll
crossed
need
the
to be
line.
mindful
I
of
thought
the
it was
effect
Tsunoda, but then
that had on
Tsunoda set the fastest
tyres.
lap. I thought, well, it can't be Tsunoda. I didn't realise Stroll was there as well. Pit lane start is if you need to replace a part and you don't have an identical part, then yeah, you have a pit lane start. Or if you make a change to any part of your setup other than the front wing,
Pack is high.
then that also facilitates a pit lane start. Your front wing, you get free adjustments on, but only on the front wing. If you want to change the rear wing, angle or the roll bar or anything like that, that immediately becomes a pit lane start. As Russell gets past Sainz, that's back into full peak confidence. Sargent and Fittipaldi up next. Pourchaire into the pits for his second stop. They can't exit the pit lane until the last car has passed the exit of the pits. So on this circuit, that is obviously turn 2. Going into turn 3, but you tend to get a lot of bunching up on the first lap in the heavy braking zone. So if you do get a pit lane start, you're usually on the back of the field within a few corners.
Overtake will be available.
Right, let's get George past these two. Around the outside of the pair of them. There's Fittipaldi. Can we go around the outside of Logan? No, Logan had the DRS.
That was a nice move.
But we might get him here into the hotel.
Good job. Currently P10.
Well, Fittipaldi might get us. God damn. Well, that didn't work. We'll go back into harvest mode.
behind Sonoda. Behind 1.7.
Use overtake.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Stroll into the pits now, following that lockup. We will get DRS here with Oscar. We get past Charles Leclerc, and now we've got a run on Valtteri. We go up the inside, into the banking.
Lovely stuff.
And there we go. Nice fourth place, and we're just 2 seconds behind Ocon.
Sweet.
Okay, well done.
George has got past Sargent.
P4.
Dives up the inside of Fittipaldi. And there we go. He is now free to go after Perez again. Peak confidence there. And peak confidence there. Lovely stuff.
Perez car ahead. Gap 3.
You should have picked this up on the recent sale. It'll be on sale again. Frontier games usually are on sale quite a lot. I imagine it'll go on sale again in the February sale. If not just a general sale before February. And Oscar has caught Ocon.
Recharge button on. Overtake available.
$3.99 is a hell of a price for the Legendary Edition. It really is.
Car ahead of you is Alonso.
Is that the current price on Steam right now? Because if it is, I need to let a friend of mine know. Told her to keep an eye out for it when it's on sale again.
How's this tile?
Feel okay so far.
George is going to get the DRS on Perez.
George,
We'll put him in harvest mode.
Battery pack up.
It's $3.99 right now. Excellent. I'll let her know. Let's get back in front of Ocon and go hunting after Alonso.
Overtake available.
So that pain that we had to suffer in the opening stint is coming back to us hand over fist right now.
Overtake is available. Okay, good job. So Lewis ahead.
Nice one.
Nice job. So that's currently P7. So Leclerc car ahead. Gap currently 10.1.
Problem for Lawson.
Well, yeah, right. It's certainly.
And Crofty doesn't want to tell us. Oscar catches Ocon again. Goes past again. Alonso's going to be stopping very soon.
Nice.
We're only 10.5 seconds or so behind Norris now.
Car ahead is a lot.
He will be stopping before us, and then it's going to be interesting to see what tyre he goes onto. Russell has got past Hamilton now, up into P7.
Lewis has DRS. And when you can, feedback on your tyres.
A lot more pace in these tyres.
There is a lot more pace as Alonso dives into the pits.
Your recharge on is good. Push.
So Lewis in the pit lane now.
That was a good stop. In comes Hamilton. Mediums. Should be able to take those to the end. If he looks after them. If he doesn't, then he's going to be stopping again. He might be stopping again anyway. Might push them a bit and then go for a set of softs at the end. Is that his first stop or a second? It's got to be his second stop, isn't it? Yeah, it's his second stop. So maybe that's a 3-stop strategy then for Lewis. Quite a few cars getting close to their next stop. Fittipaldi, Sargent, Sainz, Van Dorn, who else? Bottas. And we have a yellow flag, and if this becomes a VSC or a safety car, we could see everybody diving into the pits.
There's a yellow flag now.
It's a spin for Logan
Here's
Sargent.
the replay. Everything's all right here. And then the car just goes.
All right, so now we've broken away. We can calm the tyres down a little
The key
bit.
thing is to keep the tyre in good shape. Keep the tyre in good shape.
I just didn't want to give Ocon a slipstream while his tyres are in worse condition than ours. Just be giving him way too much of a helping hand. And speaking of Logan, he is into the pits. This is an Alpine stop. Let's see how quick it is. Pretty decent. It was quicker than George. Damn it. So now we are losing against Alpine in the DHL standings. So we need a stop that is at least 2.0. Because we need to gain multiple points over Alpine. And just finishing one place ahead of them will not be enough. That'll only be 2 points. We'll still finish in 6th. So we need, ideally, something like a 2.05 or quicker. We've got 2 more stops to make, 1 for each driver. As Valtteri comes in. Yeah, nothing special on that stop. Fittipaldi's coming in as well, as is Perez. I think Fittipaldi's stop was slightly quicker than Valtteri's there. Right, how are we doing on lap times? We are 0.6 of a second quicker than Norris at the moment. George is a second quicker at the moment. And closing in on Charles Leclerc. Gap down to less than 3 seconds now. Or it was. Hulkenberg, his fault has escalated. Or is this even a separate fault?
Some power hesitations.
That might be an engine fault to go with his gearbox issue. He's crossed the line, so let's have a look at the state of that car. It is an engine fault to go with a bad gearbox. Who else has issues right now? Lawson and Max's engine is playing up. So Lawson has gearbox issues. Max, his engine temps aren't going through the roof. So it's just going to be a wear issue now as to whether that engine will survive. If the engine was overheating, then he would almost certainly retire, and depending on where he retires, could bring out a safety car, which is kind of what we need for George if we want to try and compete with Norris tonight. Let's see, Alonso's looking pretty quick at the moment, on hard tyres to the end. Valtteri mediums could take him to the end. They see Hamilton's tyres 84%. Like I said, I think he's going to have to stop again. That or he's going to run the risk of getting a puncture at the end. Let's cut back to George as he hunts down Charles Leclerc. 2 seconds the gap now.
.2 ahead. Keep your head down.
Can we get the DRS? Like to be able to harvest here. I think we just missed it. Get the slipstream though.
Charge the pack.
We did, but we'll get it on the next straight. I think that was Hulkenberg just in front of us there. It is a long way off the back of the grid, down in 20 seconds, 31 seconds behind his teammate now. We have a little bounce on the limiter, but we get through. Let's go back into top up. Turn on the battle assist to help defend. And Norris is into the pits.
This is good. Currently P4.
So, crucial stop this for George.
Gap now is 4 seconds.
Hard tyres to go to the end, and it's not a bad stop. I was hoping it would be a bad one. Anything just to give George a little bit of extra chance. He will get out behind George and Leclerc, possibly Tsunoda. Yeah, there goes Tsunoda as well, and Alonso. Valtteri sets a new fastest lap, a 1:24.7. Yeah, that's quick. That's very quick. Oscar leads.
Use the pace now.
Starts to push his tyres. Ocon's going to be in very soon, maybe this lap. And we need to start thinking about fuel saving, unfortunately, because we haven't had any indication of a safety car, which is unusual for this track. There's usually at least a VSC. In comes Ocon. That might be actually why those engines, like Max's engine, hasn't overheated, because he's just saving a ton of fuel. What I need is Latifi. If you mean I need Latifi to do a 2021 rather than having him in the team, then maybe. But I certainly don't need him in the team. Maybe I need a PK. Sorry, a PK Junior. But Norris is already through past Alonso and Valtteri. It's right behind Leclerc and Tsunoda. Leclerc's going to box this lap, I think. So that's going to free up Norris to go after Yuki. In he comes. And I'm wondering if I've left it a little bit too late. Just be careful when sacking PK Jr. We have another fault, and that is for Teo.
But it looks like they're...
Yeah, you could say the same thing about be careful about sacking Alonso. You get disqualified from the constructors. Right, Joe's in the pits. He's out the pits. I didn't see the stop. Damn it. He didn't get on the board. All right. Norris closing in on George.
So we need to make sure we stay ahead of him.
We are ready for you.
Copy. Yeah, copy.
Come on, George, get your elbows out. Norris has too much grip and we're in fuel saving. We'll get the DRS on him though, which means we'll retake the position for the hairpin. Well, for the chicane, maybe. At the very least, we'll just get a nice bit of battery.
But there!
Now Fittipaldi gets an issue as well. .4 kilos to find. We've got plenty of laps, but it's going to hurt our pace while we're doing this. Should have done this, started this sooner. I just assumed we would get a safety car at some point. We may yet. I'll probably get my fuel just about sorted, and then we'll get a safety car, and I'll end up with 2 kilos too much. Knowing my luck. There's Alonso.
George, recommend we start bringing the battery pack up.
Copy.
Going to go an extra lap or two with George before we box him.
Maximum pace, maximum pace. Copy.
Alonso's on the push lap. Or just way faster than we are. It could be either. It could be both. Lawson's in the pits. We don't need to see that stop. It's not really going to have much of an impact
Yeah, he did get DRS.
on anything.
So Valtteri car behind. Behind 2.3.
Copy.
And let's bring George in this lap.
Alonso just ahead of yourself. A gap at 1 second. Valtteri car behind. Gap behind 1.5.
Ocon has the fastest lap now. That is a 124.4. We'll have the pace to beat that. But if we can't get in front of Norris, kind of irrelevant. It just becomes a status thing. It won't help us take third place. Valtteri crawls all over us. We're about to lose a bit more confidence here. Get us back down to base level. Unless George can hold him off. Valtteri goes to the inside. He's got the grip on those pressure tyres.
Sonoda behind. Gap behind 3.2.
George didn't want to give it up, but he had to. Norris now just 2.5 seconds or so behind Oscar.
We'll box this lap, box this lap.
Porsche's fault. Is that another fault? It must be another fault.
But the car's definitely not.
Unless he cleared it and it instantly came back. We'll have a look at that when he crosses the line. All right, good stop needed here for George. Oh, beautiful. It's a 1.9. That is so what we needed. Look at that, we're now third. Fantastic. And that, I think, has just given us, well, it has. That's given us 5th place in the DHL standings because we have time in hand, so we can afford to get bumped a few places. And we have considerably more points scored now than Alpine.
So Perez next car.
Boys did a hell of a stop. Yes, they did. Pressure was on them and they came through in fantastic style. I wonder if that's our fastest stop of the season. I think we've done slightly quicker than that.
That was a nice move.
Let's keep this up. So currently P10. So Leclerc car.
Oscar comes in. Let's see if we can pull out a quick stop here as well, just to really rub it in Alpine's face. No, it's the answer. That's slower than Alpine stops. That's not even top 10 worthy.
So Oscar, that's P6.
This car ahead is Sonoda.
The car behind you is Hamilton.
As we blue flag one of the Haas, not Haas, one of the Astons.
We're good on
Not sure which one it
yeah.
was. It's got to be Hulkenberg. Van Dorn's still on the lead lap. And we're going to go for our fastest lap with George on the next lap.
We'll have overtake available.
Coming.
So happy to drop lift and coast.
Coming.
Car behind is Hamilton.
Gap 4.5. There are opportunities ahead.
Focus on recharge.
Yeah.
Oscar will dive up the inside, open that DRS.
And recharge should be on.
Copy.
Yuki will come back a little bit, and then the DRS opens, and through we go.
Lovely stuff.
Good job, Oscar.
7 seconds to Valtteri.
Next car is Bottas. He's 7
We
seconds.
get DRS past Porsche. Beautiful.
Overtake available.
Purple first sector. This will help us towards a purple second sector as well. As Leclerc gets past Lewis, the two Ferraris swapping position there. Didn't quite get a purple middle sector.
Yellow's ahead.
Copy.
Lawson, I
And
think,
there's
has
been
had a
quite
problem.
crash. Right, we're down at turn 5
Crashing at the reprofiled hairpin at the end of sector 1.
and ends up making contact with the barrier. Well, they may
It's
have
just a
been
little
keen
clip.
to leave their
He'll have
mark,
damaged his front
but I
wing,
think
but
that was a little too literal.
no VSC on that one. At this point, a VSC would be exactly what we need just for fuel. As Hamilton dives into the pits. That is the fastest lap.
Man on track.
1:24.0. That is quicker by about half a second, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, Roger.
nearly half a second quicker. Closing in on the back of Charles Leclerc as well. Just need to ease the tyres down a touch, stop them from
Let's get
melting.
into the tyre cooling, please.
Leclerc is on the back of Tsunoda,
Copy.
so we've got a chance to get past him as well. We need to go back into fuel save as well. I forgot about that.
So we need to introduce more lift and coast.
Still got to save 2 kilos of fuel with Oscar, 2.3 with George. Laps are still ticking away.
Soda, car ahead. Head point 2. Keep your head down.
There we go. We're up past Tsunoda. We're up into 7th place.
Pack is low.
Yep.
Still 24 seconds behind Norris, though. Like I said, without something happening to Norris, there's no chance of us
So
taking
currently
3rd
P7.
place in the driver's standings. And Valtteri stops. Anyone else looking like another stop? Tsunoda's going to stop again. Porsche's going to stop again. I think they might be the only two left that are going to make another stop. Everyone else should go to the end now. Decent stop for Valtteri. He's put on a set of softs, so we can't discount the fact that he might try and steal the fastest lap back. We have left
The recharge on is good. Focus
Leclerc
on
for dead,
recharge.
which is good.
Copy.
George in range of Charles Leclerc, getting a bit more battery in the car. We'll deploy to clear him quickly.
Gap point 6. Overtake available.
Well, at least we would have cleared him quickly had we actually made a move on him. Combination of low tyre pace and fuel saving probably is what stopped us from actually stepping out there and having a look. Let's see what our pace is against
with these tyres.
Alonso and co. On 26.1, we matched Ocon. Alonso a little quicker. Took a second out of Norris. Russell losing time at the moment.
Gap ahead now, 0.7.
We can definitely get the podium with Oscar tonight. Absolutely no issues with that. Maybe if we're lucky we could challenge for second as well. We are what, 5.5 seconds away, so we should be able to challenge for second.
Gap 0.3.
And there's Yuki making another stop. Went longer than I thought he would. We are all over the back of Leclerc, so we should get the move done into the braking zone here.
And overtake is available.
1.5 kilos still to find. We still have 10.5 laps to go.
Nice one.
But we are through up into 5th place.
So next car will
So my target of 4th and 5th is still very much on.
10.9.
Kilo left to find for Oscar. Alonso having a bad lap that lap. Ocon's caught him. We're 3.5 seconds further back. So yeah, we're basically 3.5 seconds away from second place right now. And that's the tyre situation, so we have the grip to hold those places. We're only 12.5 seconds away from Norris now as well. There's an outside chance of catching Norris. If we do get in front of Norris, I will immediately go into Lewis Hamilton 2016 mode, try and back everyone up.
Tyre feels okay.
To give Russell a chance to move forward. Alonso and Ocon switch places. Again, Ocon having briefly got ahead. 21 seconds for George. It's a big old gap. He's pulled out some time over Charles. And we have a yellow flag. And that is a collision between Sainz and Hamilton.
Stone's on track.
And that could be it for Hamilton's race, as he got wing damage at the rear. Looks like he got away with that. I mean, he could have damaged that wing, but I think it's fine. Lucky boy. Doesn't seem to have front wing damage either. Tyres are good. Racing incident, no penalties given. Does Sainz have wing damage? Sainz has got damage to the left side of his front wing. Porsche's fault escalates.
And as far as we can tell,
We never did look to see what that was, did we? Let's have a look. It was a second fault look that popped up for Porsche. It was gearbox, and the gearbox is breaking down quickly. All right. We continue to take time out of Lando Norris, but not much. Not as much as I would like. Almost done with the fuel saving for Oscar.
Alonso 1.8.
Still got plenty of tyres left.
Deep breath. You're going to be okay.
Gap is 10.5 seconds to Norris. It's just 1.5 seconds to the Red Bulls. George is closing in as well, doing 125.3 on that last lap, but that was with battery. 125.9 this lap. And a 128.7 for Norris. That's a slow lap. Norris must be charging up his battery or doing some pretty heavy fuel saving. Let's have a look, actually. How much is Norris running fuel-wise? He's got 11.9 kilos of fuel in the car. It's, I think, 1.8 kilos for a lap. So, I think he's okay fuel-wise.
We think there's still opportunities here.
No, that would be 18 laps, wouldn't it? 18 kilos for 10 laps. He might be underfueled as well. He might be having to desperately fuel save right now. Oscar has caught Alonso. Let's get him into harvest mode.
Yeah, recharge on is good. Yep.
On 28.0 for Norris. His tyres are good enough to have better pace than that, so it must be down to fuel saving. We no longer need to fuel save with Oscar.
Oscar, you can reduce the LICO slightly.
Copy.
Use overtake.
Copy.
Okay. Not far away from being able to come out fuel save for George as well.
Sweet.
Well done, Oscar, really good.
That is P3, your P3.
Car ahead is Ocon.
Yep.
Car ahead is Ocon.
Second place definitely on here.
No hard done.
127.0 for George on that last lap. 127.2 for Norris. So whatever was causing him to slow down has ended. He's back to his regular pace. George's pace dipping a little now that his tyres are below 60%. And I'm going to take him out of fuel save now. There's enough laps for him to naturally gain that last little bit of fuel he needs, I think.
Okay.
Will something happen to Norris? Will Oscar be able to catch him, get in front, and then slow him down enough if nothing does happen to him? The answer to both is probably no,
Gap 0.7.
but we can dream. Russell now closing in on Alonso. We might see George in a moment, popping up in the background. Maybe when we get to the long first DRS straight.
Use overtake.
Copy.
A late stop for Logan Sargent. Now, this could be a problem. Wasn't blisteringly quick, I don't think, but it should be an improvement. It wasn't. Still a 2.1. We're still third. So, yeah, that enough cars have also popped up in between to push Sargent down to 10th. So we have claimed 5th place in the DHL competition. Don't think we've done anywhere near enough to get higher than that, but we still have yet to get through.
Recharge on.
Yep, copy.
Against Ocon. We're running out of laps now. If we're going to have any chance of going after Norris, I think that chance is gone.
More lift and coast.
Copy.
Russell now at fuel 0.
Oscar tyre and plan update.
Still okay for now.
27.4 for Norris. We're only taking a few tenths out of him each lap at the moment. It's not enough.
Use the overtake button.
Copy. Nice.
Well done, good job. Ahead of you is Lando.
Oh, god damn. Ocon just sneaking back through.
Could suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
Copy.
Still plenty of opportunities. Alonso is now the car behind.
Title may be over, but Ocon and PS3 still engaged in hostilities on track.
Copy.
George closing in on the back of Alonso.
3 laps including this one.
3 laps to go. Took 1.3 seconds out of him that lap. Norris was actually slightly quicker than George that lap.
Suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
Yep, copy. We need to push.
Okay, use deploy.
Yep, copy.
Now, can I get past Ocon? Up the inside, into the banking. Through we go. Ocon's going to try and come back at us around the outside. We shot that down immediately.
Recharge on, please.
So Oscar, we can look on.
Well, yeah, right. It's certainly...
More problems for Liam Lawson. A safety car will not help us now. Safety car means we will finish as we are. Alonso has pulled away on this lap. He's been giving it the beans.
So happy to drop a little bit of management.
2 laps to go.
So let's start closing up that gap.
Let's not get tripped up by Gasly.
Overtake available.
Through goes Ocon, but we'll get the DRS. Can we retake the position of the banking again? We look at the outside line. Ocon covers that off. Taking half a second out of Alonso. He might be just a little bit too far ahead.
Push and hold, overtake.
Copy.
Can I at least get fourth place here?
And this is the last lap.
Copy.
The Aston's in the way. It's going to get blue flagged. Question is, where is it going to get blue flagged?
Use overtake.
Yeah.
We get in front of Ocon, but can we hold him off through the next DRS zone? George giving it everything he's got. He might yet have a chance on Russell. On Alonso. Can Russell do it?
He's 8 seconds ahead.
Ocon's coming back, but we've got that covered off into fuel saving. Make sure we finish. Couldn't quite get the move done on Alonso. Can we get him here into the hotel? No, we can't. So we're not going to get Alonso. It's going to be fifth place for George.
Keep your head down.
But we will finish in second ahead of Ocon with Oscar. There he goes, crossing the line.
So that's the checkered flag.
And Lando Norris finishes at the head of the pack.
Last win of the season goes to Lando Norris. He will take the final top step of the podium.
I don't think anyone could be disappointed with a race like that. A consummate professional through and through.
McLaren just had too much on us
Position 1.
in those last few races. George has finished in fifth behind Alonso. And more importantly, we have finished third in the pit stop competition. Someone's run out of fuel, I think. It's Valtteri. Valtteri ran out. Oh, no.
Checkered flag is out.
Oh, Valtteri. That's right before the line.
P5 today.
I really enjoyed that.
And he just has to sit there. Oh!
Side race.
Oh! I thought Joe had run out of fuel for a second then. I thought we were going to get a red flag. Perez will get the final point. Everyone just stopping to commiserate Valtteri there as he drops out of the points. They're just all taking their turn to say, bad luck, mate. And there we go. Now there's a red flag. It's come too late for Valtteri. He will finish out of the points. That's the Constructors' Trophy Championship just pinged for me. And that's the Drivers' Championship Trophy pinged as well.
They set out with a great strategy, and it paid off with an impressive podium finish.
Oh, that's a wonderful scene. The team getting their first chance to congratulate their driver on a job well done. With such a strong performance from Piastri, there's no denying that he's earned that place on the podium today.
That's an amazing number of podiums now this season. They just keep coming.
Hard to believe that's another one over. The season's ended, the party's just beginning, here in Abu Dhabi. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
And that then concludes our time here in Abu Dhabi.
And that's it for this season of Formula One. The teams will be working hard in the break, gearing up for another year of thrilling F1 action.
So then, confirmation of the result for the final Grand Prix of the year. Lando gets the win. Oscar takes second place ahead of Esteban Ocon. In fourth place for Fernando Alonso. George takes fifth with the fastest lap. Then it's Charles Leclerc in sixth. Tsunoda seventh. Eighth for Zhou Guanyu. Ninth for Enzo Fittipaldi. 10th for Sergio Perez. All of them benefiting from Valtteri's late retirement there. Looking a little bit further down, 11th for Hamilton, up 11 places from a pit lane start, but couldn't get in the top 10 in the end. Sargent is 12th, 13th for Sainz, 14th for Valtteri, then 15th for Ricciardo, 16th for Stroll, 17th for Porsche, 18th for Stoffel Van Dorn, 19th for Liam Lawson, 20th for Gasly, 21st for Max Verstappen, and 22nd and 2 laps down for Nico Hülkenberg. In the driver's standings then, Lando does claim third spot in the end by 13 points from George. Oscar, the champion, 465 points. Ocon there, 413. So a pretty tight championship considering, how little points it needed to actually win the title in terms of overall number of points. We've seen some seasons where drivers have been getting 600, 700, 800 points. Less than 500 points there for Oscar, and the top three separated by just 100 points. George just outside that as well. Fernando also picking up 222 points. He will take fifth in the standings. Leclerc is, actually we'll check the overall standings in a minute. No, this is the overall standings, isn't it? So Leclerc finishes 6th, Tsunoda 7th, Hamilton is 8th, couldn't get past Tsunoda in the end. Porsche finishes ahead of Sainz in the Mercedes battle. Let's take a look a bit further down. Hülkenberg finishes P11, Ricciardo P12, Valtteri 13th, and deserved much, much more than that. The way he drove in the second half of the year, he deserved to be closing in on the top 10. Then Fittipaldi 14th, so strong season there. Look for Haas, 66 points for them this year. Lawson 15th, and 16th for Stroll, 17th for Zhou, 18th for Logan Sargent, which is not bad. 13 points on his return to the grid this year. 19th for Checo Perez, 20th for Gasly, just 4 points for him, 3 points for Stoffel. Max bottom with just 2 points. Will his hell at Williams continue next year? I haven't looked at the vote. Let's have a look at the vote. See what it's sitting at right now. I need to refresh because it's only showing 3 votes. Let's have a look. It's still only 3 votes apparently. That can't be right. Let's click off my profile entirely. Go back to the community tab. There we go, 13 votes now. It is just max at the moment. Still time for people to cast their votes. We won't take a look until Monday night for the final vote, the final decision. So if you haven't yet voted, the poll is up on the community tab. Go cast your vote now. As I say, just before Monday evening, when we start season 4, is when that vote will close, so you have a little bit of time left. And let's take a look at the constructors. 811 points for Martini Brabham, winning the constructors standings quite comfortably from Red Bull in the end. McLaren in third, as they were 225 points behind Red Bull. Ferrari take 4th, RB take 5th, Mercedes 6th, Sauber do hang on to 7th place ahead of Aston Martin, helped enormously by Hülkenberg's complete lack of competitiveness today. Then it's Haas who take P9, Alpine P10, and Williams just 6 points in P11. There you see 15 points. Logan Sargent did get a slightly quicker stop at the end. It hadn't updated when we saw it. So he finished 9th, 2 points for Alpine. But we needed to outscore them by 4 points, I think. We outscored them in the end by 13. So there you see, we are 12 points ahead of Alpine. It's Red Bull who actually win. Oh, look at that. Level on points with Ferrari. Oh, it did go right down to the wire. And look at that. It was the fastest pit stop, a 1.867 for Red Bull that clinched the title with a 1.941. That was so close. Or maybe it's done on the number of fastest pit stops. I don't know. But Red Bull, Pip, Ferrari, level on points. It's given to Red Bull. McLaren finished in 3rd, 416 points. Mercedes 4th with 350. Their car might be great, but their pit crew's pretty solid. Then it's us in 5th place on 157, beating Alpine with 145. Aston takes 7th, 8th for Haas, 9th for RB, just 2 points shy of getting past Haas in the end there. Then Williams in 10th with 38 points, Sauber 11th with just 19. And there you see the stops. Nothing great really for Oscar, 2.3s for both stops, 2.1 for George's first stop, and a 1.997 at the end. Was that our quickest stop of the season? It was. It was our quickest stop of the season, pulled out at the death. The boys did a hell of a job there. Both drivers get their payout as well, so it's 1.37 mil added to the bank. The rear wing project is done. DHL payout standings. Let's see. 6.9 million for that. Very nice. That is much needed money. That'll upgrade something. Aurelien Pallier still low. That makes no sense as to why his mentality would be low, considering he was, very, very enthusiastic going into this Grand Prix. We pulled off our best stop of the season. Yeah, that makes no sense. It's always low. I've never ever seen that anything other than low, no matter which sporting director I've ever had and how well we've done. We have high confidence with the board. That remains unchanged, so they'll give us an extra 1.5 mil when we get our board payout at the end of the season. And let's dive into the inbox. So, there we see. Starting with the Drivers' Championship, we saw Lando come in 3rd, Ocon takes 2nd. For the F1 2026 World Drivers' Champion, it's Oscar Piastri with 465 points. It's been a truly incredible season, said Oscar Piastri, ending with this many points after some amazing races. It's emotional. I'm just so proud of myself and I'm proud of the team. I think they really beat the odds this year and it feels amazing. Yeah, I kind of think we did, because we certainly didn't have the best car, I don't think, at any real stage of the season. We had a very closely stacked car at the beginning of the season, but we fell away. And we had periods where we did kind of struggle a little bit, but we managed to get some results back going again. But definitely weren't the favourites, I don't think, this year. And then moving to the Constructors' Championship, McLaren took 3rd place, Red Bull 2nd, but with 811 points, it's Brabham that take home the trophy. I had this to say: against the odds, we managed to come out on top, and we're all just enjoying that feeling right now. I hope this proves that Martini Brabham are a team that are seriously competitive. We don't plan to lose this title next year. No, we don't. We absolutely don't. There are the overall standings at a quick glance. No replacement drivers mid-season, so 22 drivers in total. The F2 Championship has been decided. We'll have to see if Antonelli scored more points. It looks like he did, because he's over 400 now. He will be joining us. Antonelli top with 414. Mini takes 2nd with 211. Victor Martin missing out by just 3 points in 2nd place in the end there. And then it's Zach O'Sullivan 4th. Gabriel Bortoletto in 5th. Arvind Lindblad in 6th, 7th for Maloney, 8th for Miata, 9th for Fuji. Almeida takes 10th, Paul Aaron 11th, Crawford in 12th, Barnard 13th, Beganovic, Hauger, Colapinto down in 16th place, Browning 17th, Bashore 18th, Stucker 19th, Hajar down in 20th place. What a nightmare season for Isaac Hajar. Pepe Marti in 21st, and Roman Staniak is 22nd, the only driver not to score a point. Let's have a look at Perez's baseline stats. He has 2 years left on his deal with Haas, and his stats have definitely declined. Look, his accuracy is just 78. His cornering and braking are just about respectable there. Adaptability down to 68. Valtteri, look at Valtteri's stats. They are still holding up. They have dipped in some areas. His smoothness isn't looking great. His adaptability is not brilliant either. He also has 2 years left on his deal with Sauber, but his cornering and braking still decent. Reactions okay. Accuracy is still strong, very strong. So let's see how he ends up next year. Pat Fry telling us that our rear wing project is done. Let's see if we can squeeze another wing project in. I think it will take a little bit too long, 40 days. I don't think I can get that down. I can't. I don't really want to do another chassis or side. Well, maybe. Get a mighty chassis. We've already got a really strong chassis for next season. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go with a new side pod if we can get that through. Not quite. Can I take an engineer off the suspension project? No, I can't. I can't get another project done, so that's it. That's it for research. A bit of a shame. Won't have enough time to get another one started now. Even putting an extra engineer on from there and taking one off from there won't get us a project done in time. So, yeah, that's it for our research. Car performance suddenly shows very, very strong at 7th overall because parts are broken and haven't been replaced. So it's not really that good. Let's check in with the board. Delighted, as you would expect. We know about the objectives. The last little bit of debt showing is about to disappear. We've got 9.6 mil in the bank. So, let's drop a refurb on the factory. I don't think we need to upgrade it. What we can do, though, is go back to facilities, get an upgrade here at 2.2. Got a refurb going through on that, haven't we? Oh, yeah, it wouldn't have come through in time anyway. Let's get an upgrade on the weather sensor for next year. We'll leave the boardroom for now. We're just going to refurb it, I think, next season. May drop an upgrade on it. Car part test center will cost us 6.75 to upgrade. That's cheaper than I was expecting, actually. So we'll look to try and upgrade that at the start of the season. 10 mil for both the wind tunnel and the CFD sim. Let's advance time. Front wing research project is finished. Christian Horner calls us lucky. Yeah, wasn't luck. At least not in the drivers. Maybe a little bit of luck in the drivers, but not in the constructors. We kicked the crap out of them in the constructors. There's the front wing completion confirmation. suspension simulator refurb is done. Let's see what the cost of an upgrade there would be as well. And there is the staff results, or survey results. George unhappy with the condition with car performance. I'm not quite sure why. It's his car, if anything, is slightly better than George's, unless something broke on it. Oh, the chassis fails. All right, let's put a spare chassis on. And that should cheer him up a bit now. Everyone else was fine. How much would that cost to upgrade? 7.5 mil. See, I was expecting that to be like 8-9 mil for an upgrade. It's only 6.75. More than we've got right now, but it's a lot cheaper than I thought it would be. So we should definitely try and get that upgraded if we can. Hospitality improvement goes through. I would like to drop an upgrade on that, but I've just refurbed it, ready for the start of the new season. So we'll wait till it wears out before we drop an upgrade on that next year. There is the underfloor. I think we have just one project left to go through now. Yeah, just the suspension to go now. There we go. That is it for research. End of season sponsor review. Target achieved. Cash from engagement 3 mil. Fantastic. Wind tunnel hire gets us an extra 4.7 mil. Team marketability goes up to 818 out of 1,000. That's nice. Very nice indeed. We actually made a lot of money this year. Bansana Group were satisfied. That's nice, because normally they're not. Welcome back, Rinketic. Welcome, Adrian. You've turned up just in time to end the stream. Let's continue. The weather center facility is upgraded. Oscar Piastri wins the World Championship. George Russell, finishing 4th in the end, could not overcome the pace of that McLaren with Lando Norris. We win the Constructors' Championship. Team rating has gone up, but not by a lot, I don't think. Maybe just under half a star. There you see the performance targets. We completed our season objective of finishing in 6th by winning the Constructors. We completed our long-term objective in its first season of scoring points in 12 races by scoring points in every single race. There we see team principal rating goes up by another 200 points. Our constructor team rating goes up by 200, almost over 200 to 574. Driver rating goes up to 125. Our heritage rating goes up to 7, and our team rating goes from 377 to a whopping 708. Very nice. Very nice. We get an extra 1.5 mil from Martini as a bonus because of the job we did this year. So, last couple of emails before we end the stream. Let's see. Tommy gained a point in cornering, as did Christian. And no gains for Jack. I think Jack has peaked pretty much now. He's barely going to improve from this point on. Then we go to our main drivers. No improvement this month. The weather center improvement there has dramatically improved our forecast activity. Regulation changes for next season. We will return to 5 gearboxes, 3 ERSs, and 4 engines. So that's nice to get that back. Then minor technical regulations. Oh, excuse me. You can see major changes to the side pods. Sorry, to the chassis. 30% reduction in drag and airflow. Side pods with a 10% reduction in airflow and drag. No changes for any other parts on those two, or on the rest of the car for that matter. Next season's prize money will change as well. First place will get an extra 0.5%, extra 0.4 for second, 0.3 for third, 0.2 for fourth, 0.1 for fifth. 6 will remain unchanged, and then it will go down by 0.1%, for every extra position below. So 7th goes down 0.1, 0.2 for 8th, 0.3, and so on and so forth, all the way down to 11th. And that is where we are going to end tonight's stream. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. If you have, please do drop a like. If you've enjoyed the season, please drop a like. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do subscribe. You'll get notified when I go live with our races, which will start season 4 on Monday. I will have a think about whether I want to play about with the livery or the branding in any way over the next day or so. If you haven't yet voted on the poll to determine which driver will be replacing George Russell next season, will it be us making an offer for Max Verstappen, or will it be us promoting our brand new affiliate Kimi Antonelli straight into a race seat? That is your decision, and that will be a vote on the community tab, which will be ending Monday night when we go live with season 4. So you've got a little bit of time to vote if you haven't done so already. We will also be back on Twitch tomorrow with another couple of races in the Porsche season 2 series. So I hope to see you on Twitch for that. We'll be starting about 4 p.m. Our usual sort of Twitch time tomorrow. I will be doing a little bit of test streaming tonight later once I've made some setup changes to OBS, just to see if I can get that working properly. If I can't, then I will probably have another go at that tomorrow after I've done the normal Twitch stream with Porsche, and try and get that done. And there'll be a test stream on both Twitch and YouTube tonight. They won't be very long. They will literally be just a way to try and check that the audio is coming through properly, that the resolution is the right resolution. So if you do see me pop online on either of those, I would appreciate if you popped in, even if it's just for a few minutes, just to help me make sure that the audio and everything is coming through properly. As I say, they're not going to be long streams. They're just going to be short tests. And we may have to do those again tomorrow as well. But until then, that is it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with season 4 of Brabham very soon.